Good morning from the Health Hub in Quarriers Village. How are you all doing this beautiful Saturday? You can see behind me here the trees, the green yellow that hold far infrared. Imagine vibrate at 528. And obviously that is the frequency of our heart centre, and that is why we want to get in, open that baby up, allow the energy to flow and to feel so much better, and give the body the space and the time to heal. So I wanted to pop on this morning because it's actually quite nice. I'm not working actually per se one-to-one with people, but obviously we've got the festival going on this weekend, which is phenomenal. It's a lot of work, obviously, selling tickets and motivating people and all the stuff that we do, but it is so worth it because it's so much fun. And if you have not been to a festival, which you may not have been, it's really important that you understand exactly what it is that we do and why we do it. Maybe more importantly, the why. Why do we run festivals about health? And, you know, my friend Nikki Thompson, she was telling, not Nikki Thompson, Nikki Brown, she was telling me that next year in Tarbert will be year number 5 of the start of the festival. So we've been going for, you know, a good few years now, which is pretty exciting. I hadn't realised it was quite that long. So when I started the Heal Scotland, I thought we're in the bottom rung of the ladder. We are the sickest nation in the UK, which is embarrassing enough, but we're also one of the sickest in the world. And how that translates is a huge amount of human emotional suffering. If you or anyone you know are unwell, you know the toll that it takes on your nervous system, the fear of the body, the fear of what's going to happen next, the fear of tests, the fear of results, all of that. It ripples out, and of course it affects the whole country. And it's one of them. It's like, how do we address this? Because I think we know now that the government, well, I don't even know if they know, if they've got a clue about the energetic side of the body, how the mind and how stress affects people's health, where the cheapest food that's available to most people is the worst food. And that's a dire situation to be in, and would suggest that the government really don't have a lot of understanding or sense of or power over what they are allowing into shops to feed their people. I just don't understand why anybody that cares about an economy would not want healthy, alive, vital humans. And, you know, if you've watched The Source, Dr. Joe Dispenza's incredible documentary around healing by thought alone, you will see that when people are in fight or flight and stress state, they become more selfish and feel cut off, and all you can think about is survival, your own survival, and maybe your nuclear family. But what we're looking at, obviously, from a Heal Scotland perspective, is we're all in this together. And how can we, as a nation, all pull together? Therein lies the tricky part. Can we pull together to get ourselves off the bottom rung of the ladder and turn this around? Now, for years, people say to me, you'll never do that, not in your lifetime. I don't believe that, to be honest. And now that I've discovered biotherapies and, you know, what parasites and fungus and Lyme, etc., are doing to people and how we can change that, and obviously the vaccine injured and damaged people with long COVID and chronic autoimmune, really, regardless of why you're sick, we now understand the incredible power within you to heal. Our system is based in fear, and you'll big words like incurable and terminal and aggressive, all these horrible words to describe your unbelievably intelligent body, the body that made itself, and how we have literally become terrified of our own bodies. We don't know what it's doing. We don't understand. And so what we're seeing here at the Health Hub is incredible, how people are coming out of these states of disease, fatigue, and in a lot of cases, real severe not wanting to be here anymore. So Then, how do we look at getting this across the country? I mean, obviously, this place here in Quarrier Village is unique. Beautiful setting, beautiful gardens. The Rolls Royce of healing centres. We have the best equipment that money can buy here. It is a phenomenal centre. But obviously, there's a cost attached to that. And when we're looking at dental work as well, we're seeing a lot of the problems starting, that the stuff, I know for me, you've probably heard me bang on about this before, the dentist was the demise of my microbiome, because putting mercury in your mouth is just outright bonkers. So then, of course, I would get abscesses, my body would react, and then I would get antibiotics, and then I would get another abscess, and blah, blah, blah. The cycle went on, and then I would get chronic sinus infections, and then I get an operation on my nose. It's nothing to do with my nose. It was all to do with the microbiome. And that's obviously what I've ended up kind of specialising in, because of Helen Matthews, it kicked off. I've got technology. Most cameras and blood tests and poo tests, well, they can detect some, but the quantum technology can hear the issues that are stressing the body. And that's just not available right now on the NHS. So when we identify what the issues are, and, we're a bit test crazy, because we're wanting to find out what's wrong. And it's not really about the tests, because you can have all the results in the world and you're still not going to get better. So we need to break away from that dependency on that mentality and that culture. It's like, I've got fatigue, I've got a sore body, I've got brain fog, I've got heavy periods, I've got a bloated belly, I've got pain, I've got diarrhea, I've got constipation, all of these things that I'm hearing. I don't want to be here anymore. I have no energy for life. All of these things are pointing to the gut, obviously, and hormonal imbalances, thyroid, etc., all pointing to the gut, because the systems that all work in beautiful synergy when they're working together are being knocked off, and we are experiencing all these symptoms, and there's usually pretty much one root cause for all of that, and we need to get to that root cause. And I'm not saying we don't manage symptoms as we go along, but the root cause is key. And you can probably tell, I can hear on the phone when I do my free discovery calls. I know pretty much, not always, because sometimes the body has different story to tell, but pretty much I can tell you what is going on in the digestive system. Why? Because I had it all myself. Food poisoning, chronic fatigue, depression, arthritis, all these labels I had, and I healed them all. And now, why I'm so excited about the biotherapies is because I know how difficult it is to make dietary changes. And for a long time, it's like diet and exercise, diet and exercise. And if you're down here in the apathetic end of the scale, where you have barely enough energy to get up and get your kids fed or out to school, morning, Laura, then I know, I can see people sitting in front of me. I'm trying to give as much information as possible, because some people can only come and afford to come and see me once. And I'm working on that, how I can support people for free after they've got all the information. If they want to actually utilise it, I can't fix anyone, but I can guide you in how to fix yourself. It is so key that you understand that. There's no miracle going to happen by coming to see me. I'll give you clear guidance that you may not want to take. People want to twist it and turn it to their own addictions and beliefs. That's absolutely fine. As long as you get better, I don't care whose advice you get. But the biotherapies are very different, and the new machine we have, the PS90, is really a game changer. And so, as part of the solution, we know reconnection to nature. We even wrote a book about it, Scotland's Wild Medicine. Out there, these trees will help you to heal. The oxygen, the phytoncides, the vibration, the 528, the holding of the far infrared. But the harsh reality is that a lot of us are not living in the forest or near trees or with trees. And even if we did, are we spending enough time with these babies? Do we have our bare feet and our bare skin absorbing the light and absorbing the free flow of electrons. No, and I include myself in that. I'm working in here now and I'm in a room with no natural lighting. And we're Scottish. 6 months of the year, you're probably not outside. And if you do go outside, you're driven back in either by the rain, the midges, the wind, the cold, or the dark. That is where we live. I moved to Malta when I was 51 and everything transformed for me. My eyesight came back and my periods came back. Why? Because I was in the sun and in the med. I was charged. I was my bare feet all the time. So I absolutely categorically know. My friend moved, her rosacea completely healed. My daughter moved, her weight rebalanced for the first time in years. I've seen the living proof with my own two eyes. Nobody needs to convince me. But I hadn't really, until I moved here, I hadn't really thought about if you have a third, if you're lucky, of your energy coming from food, that's if the food's coming out the ground from an organic biodynamic farm, then you're going to get a third of your energy from food. That's all you're getting from food. So where are you getting the other 2/3 from? The information that's coming into the body comes from out there. Nature, the trees, the light, and the land, touching the land. We were designed to be working with the land, in synergy with our land, with our food, with our gifts, with the bountiful medicines that are out there that the body recognises. They're not there to make money or turn into a business. And, I'm very aware right now, only people that have got a decent amount of money can use this place. So how are we going to change that? How can we get some of this technology out into our islands, rural areas, cities as well, because in actual fact, the cities you could be more likely to be unwell. I don't know what the data around that is, so probably shouldn't say that without data. But if you're in a stressed environment, if you're never connecting to nature, if you're eating on the go, running, a lot of trans fats and sugars and ultra processed foods, that will take a toll on your body eventually, all of our bodies. So understanding, so Heal Scotland, education, inspiration, support. And, I thought we're never going to change our health picture by telling people to stop eating and drinking certain things, right? That's how we're surviving right now. Having a bit of a laugh, having a bottle of wine, chilling out, or antidepressants. People are medicating themselves with something, shopping, gambling, sex, alcohol, drugs, because they're exhausted. They're not getting enough light. And, so if the 70 odd percent of energy, say 70% of our energy is coming from nature and we're not in nature, how do you think we're going to feel? Knackered. So, and then here's the really key part though. If you only have this amount of fuel in your tank, where are you going to go? Not very far. Down at the Bridge of Weir. I'm not going to be able to drive to London if my tank's not full. So when the body when your immune system is focusing in your digestive system, because it's got heavy metals, it's got Lyme, it's got a viral load, it's got parasites, it's got flukes, worms, fungus, biofilms. It's the immune system's there and it's trying to fix all that mess. It has no energy to do the other things. Suddenly the eyesight dims, suddenly the hearing dims, suddenly the energy dims. You getting the word dim? The lights are dimming. Our senses are dimming because we've not got enough electromagnetic charge. And so when I started watching the people in here getting better, quite quickly sometimes, and not everybody's different, I was like, oh my God, I've been missing the obvious. Our batteries are not charged. And now I know from Bruce Lipton's work, each cell in our body carries an electrical current. I know the fascia is a crystalline plasma. I know the meridian system and the fascia holds the score. I know all that. And I know it's electromagnetic and I know it's packed with crystals and information can flow at the speed of light. I know the heart opens at 528 and unconditional love can flow uninhibited and you will heal. I know all that. But what I hadn't fully put together was this unbelievable realization. We just need more energy. And when the body gets more energy, guess what happens? Every single dis-ease label story starts to heal. Now, that's a big, big statement, isn't it? I've only been here, this is my 5th month. We are mobbed now. The team has trebled in size. We are seeing, because I need the proof, right? We have anecdotal proof. We have people in vulnerable states that don't want to talk out about their situation, and I 100% respect and get that, because you really want to be better before you start telling your story. And not everybody is going to heal, because maybe you're not meant to at this stage. But are you going to have a better chance if your batteries are charged? I was telling the story yesterday about carrying, I was at home last weekend, it was my nephew and my grandson's 18th, and I'm walking down with my sup over the wall, getting it down to the beach. And normally I sprackle around, change, sides, get it down there. I was just like that, boom, down the beach. My sister's like, do you want a hand? I'm like, no, not an ache or pain in my body. Carrying this big thing, it's more awkward than heavy, but it's a wee bit heavy. And then pulling up the anchor in the boat, I had to be careful on my back, because there is a weakness there that will be healing. And I'm pulling up the anchor and I'm just feeling strong. Now, I'm not doing it to be strong. I'm not doing these biotherapies to be strong. I'm doing them to find out, do they really work? Is this the way? Is this the missing piece to the puzzle? And you imagine when you get up through these emotions from apathy, I can't be bothered, what's the point? I've been going to the doctors, I've had all the tests, I've been to specialists, I've paid all this money, I've spent thousands and I'm still not better, because you don't have enough energy in the tank. Simple as that. Could it be that simple? Imagine we get 1,000 of these P90s out all over the country, the Tesla human charging stations, and we get people with their feet on the platform, all that incredible energy coming up, the terahertz frequencies coming up through your meridian system into the toroidal field and giving you the energy. The PS90 holds a charge for around 12 hours. So 20 minutes. And then if you see, you'll see some of the testimonies. The name is Ollie Life. And you can see people getting better, starting to feel better in a few weeks. I've put it on. I've let a few people try it, and they found they're walking better. My 92-year-old aunt, my friend who'd had a stroke, very quickly. They've only had a few goes on it, so I'm very excited. So watch this space, and so I'm creating a team from the Health Hub one side and from the Heal Scotland on the other side, where we can really look at raising money to get these into your business, your home, or your garden. And it's so easy. You just put it in the ground. Even if you're working at a computer, you can sit and you can charge your own batteries while you're working. So, and that's the one thing you'll have heard me talking about before, getting cold. If you don't have a tub, or if there's not water right there, you get your clothes on in the morning, you're way less likely to do it. If you have far infrared and you've got to take your clothes off and sit in front of the lamp, you're far less likely to do it. And that's why I love the bag. Just get in at night or in the morning, get up, get in your cold tub, get in your shower, whatever it is you do, and then get to work. Boom, boom, boom. These daily practices are going to energize you. And do you need to buy these, these devices? No, you don't, because you can get everything out there. But let's be honest, most of us are working inside. So we're deficient, we're depleted in energy. So if you're interested in taking one, the basic PS90, which is 30 minutes, it doesn't have the attachments on it, but you don't need the attachments. I've got one, I've ordered just the basic one as well, because if you've got hairdressers, if you've got a beauty salon, if you've got any kind of health business, if you have a pod in your garden where you can, maybe chip in with your neighbours, we're looking at teaming up with pods to get the superhuman protocol out there, which is your oxygen, your light, and your electricity, your electromagnetic field. These things are making a huge difference to people's lives. But don't underestimate the power of this setting and the power of the team here and the power of the fact that we know we can help you get better. To what degree? Who knows? How patient are you? Are you willing to try it for a couple of years to get your energy back? Because that's maybe what it can take. And when I look inside into the microbiome and look and see, right, okay, this is what's stressing your body. And I'm seeing a lot of the same things, but I'm seeing quite different things as well for people. Biofilms, which is something that I'm really learning a lot more about. Because remember, this understanding about the microbiome, trillions of microbes living in our digestive system and on our skin and in our eye, in our whole body is a complete ecosystem. With the fact that our cells regenerate completely, this body will be completely different in 10 years' time if I give it new information, or if I don't, because the cells will replicate, the body will do what it thinks it's meant to do. So even aging, as we know it, is completely unnecessary, because do you know what it is? Degeneration. Excess garbage inside the body and inside the intestines and the colon and the bowel, etc. That's what it is. And when you understand, oh, right, most cultures, especially cultures in the jungle areas, they know about parasites. They cleanse every month. When I was in South America, it's just a thing. Everybody does. And the thing is, if you stayed in your own country, ate your own homegrown food, never travelled, the animals were all healthy and everybody was working within the laws of nature. Is it as important then? No. But the thing is, we don't live like that now. We go on holiday, we travel, and I love that. It's not, you shouldn't do it, but you need to be aware you're having sex with various different people, whereas before that didn't really happen the same way as it does now. And again, there's no judgment, it's just a fact, how things get into the body. So we have to understand, okay, food poison is a huge thing that I see. And my own experience with salmonella 3 years ago, I can still see that in my bioresonance field. So, but what happens, and I'm guilty of it too, is it's not bothering me right now. But I should really be looking to get that bacteria really under, the damaging level, so that if my immune system's low, I don't kick off with a sinus infection, I don't kick off with allergies. So we need to get the gut healed and sealed. So the symptomology is eased. As our battery goes up, the symptoms ease. It's as simple as that. So we need the superhuman protocol in communities. We need these PS90s in businesses and homes and garden sheds and community setups all over the country. Why would we not lead the way in something like this? Ego, pride, an unwillingness to collaborate. We need to collaborate. 150,000 of us can get together. If we can get that critical mass, because of the interconnection at the quantum level, the invisible connection. Although it was so interesting yesterday, right? We did a breathwork, which was brilliant. I've not taught a breathwork since March, so you forget how much you enjoy it and the results people get from it. And straight after it, this was just a coincidence, it wasn't actually a plan. Suze Kuhn did Qigong. I could see, and it was a phenomenal combination, the breathwork and Qigong, because we don't think of energy as a thing. You start to push like this, I could see the energy trails around the room. It was mental. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Because when you don't see and believe, you're just like, what's this doing? What's this doing? You're skeptical, right? How would you not be? You can't, because you can't see it. But now this whole energy, this whole change in consciousness, Suze is very experienced and is going to be teaching people how to do this. I could see, like the Celestine prophecy, the energy, the light was right. Because I don't see stuff like that, right? But I saw it yesterday. I was like, oh my God, this is a great combo. The breath work and then Qigong. So we'll be doing that again. So it's a great start to the festival yesterday. We're talking about this. I can't do it myself. I'm working now, right? I've barely got enough time and energy to do the festivals. So I really, really need help. So I don't know if you're a business, if you've got time in your hands, if you can help me, if you're a sales and marketing expert, if you can help me with this mission, get this mission off the ground and we can get crowdfunding, get the money and get these devices. But I'll still tell you the other thing you have to do is do it. The people that buy memberships here and then don't come, they're in the minority. But it's the same as going to the gym. You've got great intentions and then you fall by the wayside. And you know why? Because I've been very aware in my mind, is because you don't put yourself first. You know, if you went into a chemotherapy protocol, you would turn up, wouldn't you? But see, when it's a more natural, gentle protocol, I'm not going to bother. No, it doesn't work if you don't rock up. And that's the reason that I've went on to Jonathan about the memberships. I know an hour with me a week is not enough for a lot of people. Some people it is. They can take all the information, they go away, do the research, and they get on with it. But if you've got serious health issues, then you absolutely need support. And that's what this place can give you. Is that you've got the people around you, you've got the keep on keeping on, but you still need to physically show up for yourself. And if you're not willing to do that, you're not going to get the result. Simple as that. What can I say? The gym membership doesn't get you fit and toned. The turning up and doing the workout is. It's the action that gets you the results. And as we create this incredible healing oasis, there's an amazing renovation going on right now upstairs and to the other half of the building. We're going to have in Scotland one of the most incredible health eco venues where you can come and be educated, inspired and supported. And even if you can't have a membership here, because the memberships are a commitment to your healing, to your body, to energize it. If you can't do that, there's going to be classes, there's going to be a cafe, there's going to be talks, there's going to be things for free. We know the harsh reality is right now, the burgeoning overheads of a business is mental. Everybody knows that. That's why so many businesses are closing down. So my passion is to make sure that everybody knows about this and knows about the potential. And how can we, as Scottish residents, generate and create these places all over our country? And are you willing to get involved? Are you willing to take action? Do you have enough energy to take action? The PS90 is about £900. What I would do if I couldn't afford that is and there have been times where I wouldn't have been able to, but I would, if I wanted it, I would, if there's a will, there's a way. I'd get 9 of my neighbours and go, right, £100 each, let's do it. And then you could all use it. And then you've got a wee community. Because community is immunity. So until we stop blaming, shaming and complaining, stop wanting to be right, stop wanting to, I don't want to collaborate with her, she's this, she's that, he's that, he stole that, all that quacking. We put on our big human pants and go, let's focus on the solution, let's do this. And then every other country can look at us and go, wow, they turned their health picture around. They were the sick nation of the world, and look at them now, charged up, Kaylee dancing, in the rivers, in the lochs, in the communities, serving the people, serving our older people. You know, I mean, this is the way life's meant to be, helping our single mums, working with the children. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Solutions. We, the people, have to create the solutions, because there ain't no politician going to do it. And there ain't no big pharma rep, there's no GP, they can't. So, oops, what happened there? Okay, right, enough from me, because I've got a festival to run today. We've got another phenomenal day ahead. Giovanna's on first here. Sue Cally, the Singing Heart, another phenomenal workshop, The Power of the Voice. Our festivals are a smorgasbord of incredible taster sessions of all the things available in our country. So get yourselves along, get your clothes on, get up and come and join the fun. Be part of the solution. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. You know the deal. Anyway, have a wonderful day. And if anything I'm saying resonating with you, if you want to get involved, please get in touch. I need help. Have a wonderful day. Huge love.